Hi, everyone. This is Mrs. Pearson, your elementary ELL teacher. Today, we're going to work on the vocabulary words for the Read Aloud Mouse Shapes by Ellen Stoll Walsh. And this comes from Kindergarten Journeys Lesson 10. Fun fact, the author, Ellen Stoll Walsh, shares a last name with me. My maiden name is Stoll as well, and she spells it the same way, which is really cool. So we have 5 words, and for this lesson, we're going to focus on the turn and talk routine. That means I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to think about your answer. Then you're going to pair up with a partner at home or at school, or you can be my virtual partner. And then you're going to share out your thinking in a complete sentence or sentences. So for this lesson, you will need a pencil and a piece of paper or journal page. You're going to divide the paper in half or 2 sections. Then you're going to write numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 to 5. For each number, you're going to write the vocabulary word. And if you need more time, push pause, write the word, and when you're ready to rejoin the lesson, push play. After you write the word, I challenge you to draw a quick picture or sketch to help you remember the word better. So for this lesson, here is our learning targets. The first learning target is I can use pictures and context clues to help me understand important words from the story Mouse Shapes. Our second learning target is I can have a conversation with the class about the vocabulary words and pictures. Success criteria. That means how will you know you're successful at reaching these learning targets? How will you know you're successful at using pictures and context clues to understand the important words from the story? And how will you know you're successful at having a conversation about the vocabulary words? Well, here are our steps to success. You're going to do it one step at a time. I will. Number 1. I want you to look at each pair of pictures. Say what I notice about each picture. How are they the same or similar? That's what you're going to do. Look at each pair of pictures. Say what I notice about each picture. How are they the same or similar? Number 2, I will read and write each word on that piece of paper that I just showed you. And finally, number 4, I will draw a quick picture or sketch for each word. If you are at home with a partner, here are our turn and talk rules. Number 1, eye to eye and knee to knee. You're facing the person you're talking with. Number 2, first one person talks, the other person listens. Number 3, then the next person talks, the other person listens. But don't talk too long on your turn, or your partner will not have time to have a turn. And of course, if you're talking with your partner, you may push pause, and then when you're ready to rejoin the lesson, push play. There's going to be 2 questions on each slide. The first question is, what do you notice or see in the picture? And you can say, I notice or I see. And the second question is, how are they both the same or similar? And you can say, they both, and tell me how they're the same or similar. With your partner or with me, you can agree with me or your partner, and if so, tell them. Say, I agree with you because, and say why, or I disagree. And it's okay to disagree as long as you do it respectfully. I disagree with you because, and tell me why, or tell your partner why. Here's our first 2 pictures. Our first 2 pictures. And here's your question. What do you notice or see about one or both of the pictures? What do you notice or see? And the second question is, how are they both the same or similar? And you can say, they both. So first, what do you notice or see? Well, in the first picture, I noticed that there is some movement, some lines, and an arrow and a clock. So it looks like it's going fast. And in the second picture, I notice another clock and it looks like a person is running. So how are they both the same or similar? They both, well, they both have clocks. They both have pictures that show someone running or movement in a general direction quickly. So let's see what the word is. Number one, hurry. So on your paper for number one, I want you to write hurry. The word is hurry. Repeat after me. Hurry. 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 What does hurry mean? Hurry means to go fast, hustle. Hurry means to go fast, hustle. And I highlighted the synonym, and synonym means the same. So another word for hurry is hustle. So here's a sentence with the word hurry in it. The movie starts in 5 minutes. We need to hurry to get there. The movie starts in 5 minutes. We need to hurry to get there. Or you could say, we need to hustle to get there. All right, number two. Here's our pictures. What do you notice or see? So turn to your partner or say out loud, I notice or I see. And if you need to, you can push pause. Well, in the first picture, I notice a cat looks like a cat is jumping quickly. And in the second picture, I notice a person is tackling another player playing football. And it looks like it's happening quickly. So, how are these pictures, or how are they both the same or similar? They both, well, they both show someone like tackling or jumping or grabbing. And so the word is pounced. The root word is pounce, and it has a D at the end. Pounced. To pounce means to suddenly jump. So pounced is past tense, suddenly jumped and tried to grab. So number two is pounced, Pounced, pounced. Pounced. And again, the root word is pounce, but we put a D at the end, which means it happened in the past tense. Pounced. And pounced means suddenly jumped and tried to grab. So a synonym or a word that means the same is jumped. Pounced and jumped mean the same. He pounced on the football player with the football. He pounced on the player with the football. Or he jumped on the player with the football. And again, if you need more time to write number two and draw a quick picture, push pause, and when you're ready to join me, push play. Next group of pictures. Look closely. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice someone is tiptoeing very quietly, creeping, sneaking. And in the second picture, I notice someone's being very sneaky or secretive and quietly listening to some people's conversations, but they don't know that this person is listening. So he's being very secretive. So, what do you notice or see? And the second question is, how are they both the same or similar? They both. Well, I would say they both show someone trying to be quiet and sneaky or secretive. So the word is sneaky. Sneaky. The root word is sneak, and then you say sneaky to describe someone. Sneaky. 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 Sneaky means acting in a secret way, and a synonym is secretive. You are acting in a secret way. You are secretive. Sneaky. So here's your sentence. He was very sneaky as he quietly left the room. No one noticed that he was gone. You could also say he was very secretive as he quietly left the room. No one noticed that he was gone. Your next group of pictures. What do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice a person is walking very carefully over a scary looking gap between two rock formations or mountains. It looks very hard to do. In the second picture, I notice someone's doing like a fancy trick on a skateboard, and that also looks like it takes a lot of skill to do. So, how are these pictures? How are they both the same or similar? How are they both the same or similar? They both. Well, I would say these people are both doing things that take skill, that are hard to do, that are very, very challenging. So the word is tricky. Again, the root word is trick, and when you're describing someone or something, tricky is the word. Tricky. 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 What does tricky mean? Hard to do, requires skill or care, challenging. Tricky means hard to do, requires skill or care, challenging. And a synonym or a word that means the same, I highlighted those, is hard or challenging. Crossing the bridge was very tricky. Crossing the bridge was very hard, or crossing the bridge was very challenging. Last group of pictures, what do you notice or see? I notice or I see. Well, in the first picture, I notice someone's tapping their head and it looks like they're using their brain. They must be very smart. In the second picture, I notice a girl has a very cool idea. And because I see that light bulb going off. So, how are these pictures the same or similar? How are they both the same or similar? They both. Well, it looks like they're both using their brain in a creative way, or they're very smart, they're thinking hard, and that's a good thing. So the word is clever. Clever. Number 5 is clever. 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 What does clever mean? Clever means showing creativity, intelligent, or smart. Clever means showing creativity, intelligent, or smart. So a synonym could be what I highlighted. A word that means the same is smart. Here's a sentence with the word clever. She came up with a clever idea to solve the problem. She came up with a clever idea to solve the problem. You could also say, she came up with a smart idea to solve the problem, or a creative, intelligent idea to solve the problem. Clever. All right, it's time to check your work for words 1 to 5 of Mouse Shapes by Ellen Stoll Walsh. Here we go. Number 1 is hurry. Hurry means to go fast or hustle. Number 2 is pounced. And again, the root word is pounce, the D at the end. Suddenly jumped and tried to grab, pounced. Number 3 is sneaky, and the root word is sneak, to sneak. If you like to sneak, you are sneaky, S-N-E-A-K-Y. What is sneaky? Acting in a secret way, secretive. Number 4 is tricky, and again, the root word is trick. Tricky means hard to do, requires skill or care, is challenging. And finally, number 5 is clever. Clever means showing creativity, intelligent, or smart. So we're going to reflect on our learning target. Do you remember that lesson objective at the beginning? I can use pictures and context clues to help me understand important words from the story. Mouse shapes. So I want you to think, how did you do? Would you give yourself a 4? I could teach this lesson. I wrote all 5 words and drew a picture for each. I also said what I noticed about each picture pair. If so, put a 4 at the top of your paper. Or would you give yourself a 3? I could help others with this lesson. I wrote all the words and drew a picture for each. I said what I noticed about each picture pair. If so, give yourself a 3 at the top of your paper. Or would you give yourself a 2? I understood and completed some. I wrote some of the words and drew some pictures. I said what I noticed about some pictures. If so, put a 2 at the top of your paper. Or would you give yourself a 1? And 1 means I understood and completed little. I wrote little to no words and drew little to no pictures. I did not say what I noticed about the picture pairs. And if you got a 1, I suggest you watch the lesson again and work on it a little more, because your goal is to get a 3 or 4 in this lesson to show that you understand it completely. All right, so thank you, boys and girls, and moms and dads and teachers, for watching this lesson. Have a great day.